I actually may have figured out a 17th character that potentially could be coming to Crash Team Rumble. And it makes zero sense. It's one of those times where I don't quite understand or believe it myself, but the evidence is there and it's something that I can't argue with. But I promise you that by the time this video is over, you're still going to be confused. Let's talk about it. What's up guys, Canadian Guy here, and I am back with a brand new Crash Team Rumble video. I may have figured out a brand new character that potentially could be coming to Crash Team Rumble, but it's very confusing, so make sure to have your tinfoil hats on and have the extra red thread for that conspiracy board. Let's begin. Let's start off by looking at this holiday art that Crash Bandicoot had posted on Twitter during the holidays. On it we see Catbat flying in to grab these Wumpa fruit, and they have been simply wrapped with ribbons. Now, these are two Wumpa fruits that I want you to really pay attention to. The one has a red ribbon and the one has a blue ribbon. Also, pay attention to their placement. The red ribbon is on the left and the blue is on the right. Yes, I know how insane this already sounds, just shut up and listen, okay? As you know, the logo of Crash Team Rumble is red and blue. So of course the Wumpa fruit having ribbon to match that would obviously make sense. Now this post by itself means absolutely nothing. However, there's two other posts that came out during the same day that has caused me to fall down this rabbit hole. On the same day, Spyro the Dragon, yes, the Spyro social media accounts seem to have come off of sleep mode and seem to have reactivated, also posted a Merry Christmas post. Now, obviously, by comparing the photos side by side, you can tell that the same artist had made both of these pieces, as they are very much stylized the exact same way. Now, in previous videos, multiple videos, we basically confirmed that Spyro is going to be joining the roster at some point for Crash Team Rumble, as Spyro's wing was literally discovered in the background of the Crash Team Rumble's website. And we also did our due diligence and made sure that that wing did not belong to Catbat. If you want to know more about this video, I'll actually link it at the end so you can go check it out for yourself. But, TLDR, Spyro is coming to Crash Team Rumble. So, let's take a look at that Merry Christmas post by Spyro. Again, it's just Spyro sitting in a pile of snow. But take a look at the gems on the bottom left corner. They are red and blue, just like the ribbons in the Crash Bandicoot post. And notice, it's the exact same placement. Now, if it happens twice on the same day, during the same holiday, by the same artist, by the same company, it can just be a coincidence, right? Well, what if I told you there was a third post? Yeah, remember how I said that this video is going to be confusing? Yeah, here's the start of that confusion. On the same day, Tony Hawk, yeah, I think you know where this is going. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater social media account posted this picture. Once again, by the same artist as the other two pieces. And if you zoom in on the snowman's head, we can see these buttons, or maybe just randomly placed decals, I'm not sure. And they are, yes, once again, red and blue. So if you compare Wumpa fruit ribbons with the gems and this hat, we can see the red and blue props are placed in the exact same order, side by side. To make this a little bit more ridiculous, I did a color swatch of all three and compared them. They are essentially identical in color. At this point, this passes the realm of just sheer coincidence and enters the realm of purposely placed for some reason. Now, what does this imply? Well, let's connect it all. If we essentially confirm that Spyro is already going to be a playable character, and this social media post had its props set up in the exact same color and order of Crash Bandicoot's post, we can extrapolate that this is a hint towards Spyro's involvement, right? Well, in that case, then the buttons or decals on the hat of the snowman and Tony Hawk's post implies that Tony Hawk, in some way, shape, or form, is going to be involved in Crash Team Rumble, likely as some kind of guest and or playable character. So, if Tony Hawk's post implies that he's gonna be in the game, are they just gonna take his human model from recent games and just copy and paste him in there? Just pop in some realistic looking human in the Crash Bandicoot universe? where we apparently have humans that look like this, also this, and this, while also having anthropomorphic animals that look like this, and this. Yeah, something tells me that would be a little bit uncanny, and it seems like they're gonna actually have to change and redesign him in some way, shape, or form. But the funny thing is, we might actually have an idea as to what that redesign could look like. By the way, if you enjoyed the crazy video so far, consider subscribing, as I'm covering every aspect of Crash Team Rumble, apparently including crazy conspiracy theories that my brain delves into. But we also dive into other franchises like Spyro the Dragon, Jak and Daxter, Sly Cooper, you name it. Anyway, let's get back to this totally sane video. Now remember, at one point this game was considered to be shelved or canned by some leakers. Paul Yan, during his GDC talk though, was the one to officially drop the biggest hint that the game was still alive by dropping this random piece of concept art in the presentation for Crash Bandicoot 4, teasing that the project still had life. Later on, a full version of this image was leaked. The image was full of different and new characters in concept art form. This was quite interesting because a lot of these characters were completely new faces to the franchise. One of these characters though was this Vulture. Now, this image is not a great look for the character, as it's pretty overall blurry, so I hired our favorite channel artist, Mel the Honeybee, to recreate this character so that we could see something nice and clear for this video. And here is the full render. Thank you again, Mel the Honeybee, for this amazing concept piece. Her Twitter is in the description below. I do suggest you go follow her stuff. So this skater boy Vulture is a brand new character that is akin to the new character that was introduced in the trailer, Catbat. Because of that, it seems Toys for Bob is not afraid to bring in new characters. But there is one thing I really want to point out. Tony Hawk, the legendary skateboarding legend himself, had a nickname while he was competing, and it still stands to this day. You want to know what it was? It was Birdman. Yep, you heard me right. Birdman. Then, when Tony Hawk got older and started his own board company, the name that he picked was Birdhouse. Yeah, that seems on brand. Now, let me ask you something. Isn't it weird that we have a hint that seems to suggest that Tony Hawk will somehow be involved in Crash Team Rumble, while also finding out there's at least a skateboarding character during the concept art phase of the game? And in a world of anthropomorphic animals that are mostly mutated marsupials, this character also just happens to be a bird, which ties into Tony Hawk's name and nickname, where he, once again, is a skateboarder. Come on, it seems a little bit more than just a coincidence. So, what's my overall hypothesis, I suppose, if you want to call it that? Tony Hawk, in some way, shape, or form, is going to be involved with Crash Team Rumble, and this character could very much be associated with Tony Hawk himself, or at least the Tony Hawk Pro Skater franchise and brand. Now, I want to reiterate, this was a character that we saw in the concept art phase of the game. This art could have been between 2019 and 2020, so this character might not even exist anymore or look completely different at this point. However, I thought it was interesting because of these silly little buttons or decals or whatever they are. I do think it's possible that we will at least see a character that is officially or indirectly inspired by the Tony Hawk franchise in Crash Team Rumble. Thank you so much for watching this absolute gong show of a video. If you want to see the video about the other 16 potential characters that we discovered that could be on the roster for Crash Team Rumble, check it out here. And don't forget to subscribe for more Crash Team Rumble content. I'll see you guys in the next video and or live stream. Bye bye!